And by not addressing that earlier, and we can talk about Australia, but obviously the US as well, and all over the world, by not addressing it earlier, you turned what you might call quiet anti-Semites, people who wouldn't feel comfortable talking about it publicly because they'd be worried about the repercussions of doing so, have now felt emboldened, comfortable to come out and say things. And the more and more that has happened, it builds up to the point where you get an event like we have today. Someone felt comfortable that it was right to shoot two people for no other reason than that they were Jewish.
That's absolutely correct. And there's been a progression in that incitement. And it's come to the point now where to speak of Zionists as being unhuman, as being all terrorists, which we hear chanted on the streets of Melbourne and Sydney on a frequent basis, or that all Zionists are child killers and murderers and genocidal maniacs, or should be purged from society, or should be denied cultural freedoms. These things are now uttered on our streets, in our institutions, without consequences, you say. And the product of that is what we've seen now, that progression. And we've been speaking about it, you and I, Caleb, and with your colleagues on Sky for so long now. When there are no consequences exacted, when people feel they can get away with this stuff, they go further and further and further. The only thing that extremists understand is strict consequences. And until that's levied, until we see that, until we see a cost for being an anti-Semite, this is going to get worse and worse.
Well, obviously, we've now seen a terror attack in the US. You'd be stupid not to be worried about copycats. I mean, what do you think the likelihood of something like this happening in Australia is?
Well, again, we've seen things in the past 18 months that we thought were immune from in Australia. The fire bombings of people's homes and vehicles and childcare centres and the incineration of synagogues. And we've been warning about what is to come. The writing was on the wall for a long time, and there is no reason, sadly, and it's shocking to utter this, but there's no reason why something like this can't happen in this country, because we have the same ideology, the same extremism, the same people who wish to do the Jewish community harm here. And it's going to take a hell of a lot of resolve from our security agencies and the police and the community and wider society to stamp this out and to protect Jewish Australians.
Well, Alex, obviously your former home was targeted previously, so you know that someone potentially had ill intent towards you. After seeing this today, are you concerned for your own safety?
Look, I'm not concerned for my own safety. I'm concerned for the welfare of the Jewish people, of our country, Australia, and for the Jewish community here. That's where my concern has always been. And I was targeted because I speak for the community, because I express what the vast majority of the community feels. And the consequence of that is sometimes dire and to be put in peril. And that's just the way it's going to be. But my concern is for what happens to other members of the community in our communal institutions. I don't want to create a situation where Jewish Australians are fearful of getting together, attending communal events of the sort that we saw in Washington, D.C. Our museums, our schools, our institutions are the lifeblood of this community. They're the vibrancy and heartbeat of this community. And Jews need to feel safe to attend institutions and congregate and get together. Because if we can't do that, not only is it a crippling blow to Jewish life in this country, it's a blow to our democracy and to our freedoms as Australians.
Alex Ryvchin, thank you for joining me.